I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the first episode of Where's the Remote? If you don't know me by now, I'm Steven, and I'm joined here by my lovely co-host,
Régine.
Look at that. Look at that. I do not have a soundboard, so I will not be representing.
I am my own soundboard.
Listen, man. You got to get creative. So this is a show that I think is like 5 years in the making, to be quite honest, which is kind of nuts. And we'll get into it. So thank you again for everybody that's tuning in right now. We'll be covering how me and Régine have met, how I came up with this show concept and show idea, some of the stuff that you could kind of expect from the show moving forward, and just, maybe even a little like mini trailer of like future things that, we've done coming up. So, I guess we could just go ahead and get started. You excited? You seem like you're excited.
I'm really excited. I haven't been on the mic in God knows how long.
It's been a while. We can even cover that. We can listen. What is it? The world is your oyster or some shit like that. Yeah, like the possibilities are endless. So I guess we'll start with how we met. Mm-hmm. For people that do know me, they know I've been in and out of the podcast space since 2016.
Is that when you started?
Yeah, that's when I started.
Yeah.
So I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of people. And I don't even think I've asked you this when I was on my previous show. Like, how the hell you discovered us?
No, we did talk about this hundreds of years ago.
Oh, yeah, I definitely know.
A young bull. So how I discovered you... Well, I think this is like definitely in the Tumblr era for sure. Definitely in the Tumblr era.
Okay. Wow.
I want to say because I started my podcast in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, people know, maybe you don't know. It's fine. But I started mine in 2017. So, and that was like when podcasts really weren't a thing. Like, it was like the beginning of times. Like, podcasts were not what they are today. Like,
right. Especially in like black and brown spaces.
Yeah. Like, you would know a couple, but not really too many. And then I would start like finding randomly podcasts, and somehow y'all's podcast kind of popped up in my radar. And I remember it was Mandy that I sing, because I was the Horrible Decisions back then. Mm-hmm. Horrible Decisions definitely was taking off then, like that. Like,
right.
They were young bulls too, but they, now it's crazy.
Yeah.
Turned out, but Mandy was on y'all's podcast. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of did like a 360, not even a 180. It did like a 360, I would say. And yeah, and that's how I found. And then we started following each other on social media, and the rest is history, literally.
Yes, the rest is history. Yeah. It's always interesting thinking about that time of like, you're so, and I'm sure you felt this way too when you was podcasting, of like, you're so caught up in your own bubble of like creating and doing whatever and figuring out all the logistics behind it that you don't realize the kind of reach that you may have, even though it may seem like small to yourself, of like, oh, you're still coming up, you may have smaller numbers, but you really have no idea who's listening, who's watching. So the fact that the previous shows that I had the opportunity to, reach places outside of New York City is kind of just mind blowing to me.
Yeah, that's true, because I was definitely in Atlanta heavy. Like,
yeah. There was a few people. Yeah, there's a few people I connected outside of New York, but that's dope. And then we've been cool ever since.
Yeah, and then when I came to New York, I was on the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was fun. Came with my mom. Thank God she wasn't on there. Thank you, Jesus. But we probably definitely wanted to get on the mic, but yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, good times. That I definitely remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember anything before that, but I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
So as I was saying earlier, this show is basically like 5 years in the making. I think it's funny now because I think about it differently, back then I would never consider myself a creative, but my whole entire life, basically, I've always been doing creative stuff.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I never considered myself a creative to that standpoint. But as I was doing, I think 2 shows at that time, I also had other ideas for other shows. And I started to fall into becoming way more passionate about like TV and film. And so I'm watching the kind of content. So, you know, the typical journalist interviews and things of that nature. Like even, and it just popped into my head now, like even thinking about like when I was much younger, still living with my parents, like my mom used to love to watch Entertainment Tonight and old, what was the other one? Was it E News? No, Access Hollywood. Access Hollywood.
Oh, yes.
Access Hollywood. And I remember watching those things as a kid, but then as an adult, it's like, okay, like I like these shows, but every time these people are getting interviewed, it's typically by people who don't look like us.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you're seeing articles or even on social media, when you're seeing certain hoopla around certain actors or TV shows, it's always from a specific audience. So I was like, yo, I would love a show that actually has black and brown people speaking about the things that they watch. Because I think there's this weird thing of like, oh, you have black TV shows or black film that only black people watch, which is not the case. They're all white people. There's other people that watch it. And it's the same thing for, you know, white TV shows and white film. Like we consume everything.
And especially like Atlanta.
Like we watch
conversations with white men about Atlanta.
Right. So it's like we're watching everything. So it'd be nice to see perspectives and opinions from other groups of people, but specifically black and brown people. So I kind of had that show idea, like, let's say 2019, 2020, then COVID hit. My life changed a lot over the last few years. I'm sure your life changed a lot over the last few years, but I've had the idea. I had the idea, but I also am someone who's like, okay, I know what kind of co-host I want. And so I was always thinking about like really specific type of people. But at that time, I wasn't really having conversations about like TV and film in the same way that I do now.
Yeah.
And over the years, I started to develop that and speaking about that more. A big thing that played a part in that was Clubhouse. Like Clubhouse had a significant impact because I remember
he was on them Clubhouse chat.
Yeah. I was in them rooms. Yeah. It was pandemic. There was literally nothing else to do. But I remember, and this is a crazy story now that I think about it. Like one of the people I followed was Just Blaze, the producer. And so if you don't remember Clubhouse or you never been on, like you could follow somebody and you would then get notified like what rooms they were in. So I think he jumped into some room that was like a Star Wars room, and I forgot what Star Wars show had come out at that time. And I was also watching it because I'm into sci-fi. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. Then he jumped into another room where they were talking about like Marvel. And so I'm listening, tuning in, then eventually start developing a relationship with all those people on there. We still are cool to this day on Discord. And like, that's what kind of like build things up. And then it just reached a point of, while that was happening simultaneously, my idea was kind of happening in real life of like, you're starting to see more black and brown people being more vocal about their opinions on TV and film, especially when TikTok started blowing up. So I was like, all right, at some point I got to do this. Like, I can't just keep sitting on this idea. So now we're here. Like, now we're here. Where's the remote?
I know. I kind of had like a similar journey, especially like during the pandemic. Like honestly, the pandemic really it was like low key kind of eye opening in some senses. But like, I watched so much TV during the pandemic, and then I realized like actually how much, like I was already watching TV shows, but the pandemic I was like binging them like hours, like wake up, watching TV, go to sleep, watch TV, like that's how it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I love watching TV, but I feel like, to your point, like Black and brown people, we don't really, it's like certain shows like we're, targeted to. And like I was watching all of them. And it's like, I know
Right.
it's not watching these. Like, I want to talk about this. Who can I talk to? And I actually created a Twitter just to even talk about TV shows, just because that's how much I really love watching TV. Like, I literally can watch TV, and I do it actually. All day. I'm in my house watching TV. That's like my dream job, is to watch TV shows. Like, I want to be on the Emmys and telling people, yes, this is the one we want to, this is the one.
Mm-hmm.
All the awards. Like, that is the big goal. Well, I don't know. I'm talking right now, but
I mean, listen, you gotta manifest it. You gotta speak it into existence.
My goal was in 2020, like, no, I'm gonna be on these Emmy nominating boards so we can get some real stuff out here, because there's a lot of great shows that we don't even know about and we're not even talking about. Not enough, at least.
Right. Well, hopefully this is one of many platforms that can help you get there.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties, well, you mentioned two things that kind of ties into what we want to discuss. Well, one, you mentioning like you created a Twitter just to talk about TV. That's how it like kind of clicked for me, because I was reaching a point where I wanted to ramp up and like, okay, I really need to get this done. But I couldn't think of anybody that I wanted to do the show with. And then I don't know why it didn't click prior, because we've had discussions on TV before.
Especially with
yeah, and then one day you mentioned something about a TV show, and I was like, wait.
Yeah, no.
Here's Régine right here that I could actually do the show with. Like, why was this not?
I know.
I don't know. The math wasn't massing.
Shows on Twitter too, so it's like,
I don't know.
I wasn't in your brain. You wasn't in my brain. So
yeah, I don't know. My apologies. My apologies. I will make sure it won't happen again. So it, like I said, it kind of ties into two things of like why I asked you to join, but then like, what are your goals? You kind of briefly mentioned it. Like, I don't know if you have any other goals with this show, and then why did you say yes to joining?
So the reason why I said yes to join is because, like I said, this is something that I wanted to do. And then especially like podcasting, people have been like asking me to do a podcast since my previous one. Like, when are you going to start doing podcasts? And I'm like, I don't even know if I want to give my opinions. And I definitely don't want to talk about my own life on a podcast. And so when you presented it to me, I was like, maybe this is kind of how I can get back into it. And it's actually way better because I don't really have to talk about myself like that. So I can talk about something I'm actually passionate about, which is somebody else's life. Somebody
else's drama.
Exactly. Like, I love it. So that was one. What was the other question, child?
Oh, and if do you have any other goals outside of, being on the Emmy board and like setting shit straight?
Honestly, and these are just ideas in my head that I'm just speaking out loud, is I would love to even write my own TV show. Like, I feel like my life, that's why I love TV shows so much, because it's definitely escapism for sure. But it gives you perspective on like other people's lives. And sometimes you can kind of take them back to yourself too. But I feel like my life, especially right now, a TV show that people need to know about. So that's just a quick little thought. Maybe I'll be in the writer's room, creating something, pitch something. Somebody else can take it. I don't care. I just want to write it. I don't want to be in it. Just writing it.
Okay. I didn't know that. Now I know, yo. Now I know. Which is funny because I was just talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, I think if I really had to, and if I locked in, like, I could write a script.
Yeah.
Like, I could write a script about something. I don't know what the topic would be. I have no idea what genre it would be, but I feel like if I was to study it a little bit, because I feel like I came across like there's a book or something that is ideal for learning how to write a script.
Yeah.
If I was to like lock in, I could probably write a script.
Yeah, if I could definitely dedicate my life to it and like stop scrolling on social media, I definitely could.
If I wanted to be a productive member of society, I could do it, but I choose otherwise.
One day I might change my mind. Who knows?
Right. That's dope. In terms of like, I guess my own goals.
Yeah.
I really don't know, which is funny because I put the question on here.
This is it, actually. This must be the goal.
So yeah, starting the show is a goal.
Yeah.
I don't know, like getting access to like screenings, possibly at some point doing interviews with, prominent actors and actresses for their shows. Just being like much more. I don't even care about like fame or like a platform per se, but being a platform where you're gonna get like non-biased, like I don't know, like I don't know how to describe it, but being a platform where you're getting more sound sort of like opinions about the stuff we watch.
It's like a really good critic, basically.
Yeah, like a quality critic. Like not somebody who's gonna be like, oh, this is trash.
Or more so like, oh great, and then you watch it like, what they talking?
Yeah. That could have been one of the questions of like, we'll table that for another episode of stuff that overhyped and doesn't meet the hype. That's a good idea. I probably should edit that out so nobody can steal that. Nobody can steal that. But yeah, that was basically it. Oh, and that's another goal that I can't mention because that's more like business related. Yeah.
Right.
Can't be giving up the goods.
Gotcha.
So I think, so we've broken down what the show. If you reach this point, you already know what we're doing. Like, there's a show where we're gonna be doing reactions on TV show, on film. Like, I don't really need to lay it out like that. Like, you should.
We need to.
Like, 2 plus 2 should be equaling 4 here. Like, yeah. So obviously, we're gonna be doing reaction episodes to TV. We're recording this a little bit early. It's summertime, so it's kind of quiet. But that doesn't mean we ain't gonna hold y'all down. So we definitely got some evergreen content that we have planned that we're gonna figure out. And also, we're going to do what we like to call rewind and analyze. Meaning, we're gonna rewatch TV shows that we love, that we herald, and like analyze it. Because a lot of these shows, I don't know about you, but we spoke about this previously. A lot of these shows I haven't rewatched. Or maybe rewatched it only once or twice.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to me because, we'll talk about, I don't know if we'll talk about the one show that we started this far, but as I'm watching it, I'm like, yo, I look at this in a completely different perspective than I did when I watched it the first time.
And I think the other part about like doing rewatches is like, you kind of know how the storyline is going to unfold, but it's like, it might have been something that you missed. I should have remembered that, like with the whole story folding out. So, yeah.
Right. And then the big thing that I want to also add, because you were talking about how much TV you was binging during the pandemic. I was doing the same. I think everybody was doing the same.
Yeah.
But I think the pandemic is what really started making me look at TV and film a different way. Like beforehand, I probably was like, okay, this is good or this is bad. I'm entertained. I'm not entertained. Now it's like, oh, I like this character's portrayal, or I like this actor or actress performance, or I like how they're shooting, or I like the creativity of how they're telling this story and like breaking things apart. I think that's what like changed for me in that sort of shift. And it was kind of like, oh, now I'm rewatching these things and now my eye is not like, yes, I'm paying attention to the story, but I'm like, how are they telling the story?
Yeah.
What is this actor or actress doing that I didn't recognize the first time? Or, different things of that nature. So that's, essentially the show itself, and what the stuff we'll be covering. So I think what we'll do next is kind of give people some insight into some things that we love or hate or we herald, so they could kind of get an idea of us and how we consume TV. Yeah, like what because like what are we judging? Like what are we rating? So we kind of already discussed like what made us fall in love with TV or film, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
So I guess we could then start with like, what's the first show or movie that like truly had an impact on you? Of like, oh wait, like this isn't just TV. Like this is a cinematic experience.
I think I kind of have like a two answers, kind of. So I'm always going to say The Wire. I think, and I've watched The Wire 3, 4, 5 times. Like, and I'll watch it again. I'll watch it again. I don't care. Like, The Wire is literally, it's in a league of its own. And it's crazy that that's a show that like dropped in 2005. In 2005, I was only 11. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Shouldn't even been watching that.
Exactly. And I barely was, right? Like, I remember like my parents watching it and they were like so intrigued into it. So I'm like, okay. And I would kind of watch it, but like as I got older, I would start watching it. And like I said, I've watched it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
So The Wire definitely like really did it to me, especially after I watched it 3, 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, and when I really was like, oh no, I actually love watching TV. I love storylines. I love just character development and just how everything kind of plays out. It'll be Lost. It'll be Lost.
We spoke about Lost. We spoke about Lost.
Like, literally. And it's like so crazy. I think I tried to rewatch it and like my brain wasn't computing the way it needed to.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was watching Lost, I was like, what am I watching? Like, what am I watching? Like, I love it. I need more. I can't stop. So those would be my top 2. What about you?
Oh, that's such a good question. I would say probably the 2. Funny enough, I have 2 as well.
Yeah.
I would probably say the 2 shows that truly had impact on me was The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad. Like, I think because we gotten so used to like the binging era and we're kind of like going back to like week to week releases, there's very few shows that like, oh, okay, like I have to binge through this, or I can't wait till next week. I think there's very few shows today that fall into that category.
Yeah.
But 2 shows, there was like, I was scratching like a fiend. It's like, where's the next X episode at? Was The Walking Dead, and Breaking Bad. Like, those were the 2 shows that I watched where it was like, I'm not paying attention to my phone.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving my seat during commercial break. Like, I am locked in. Like, I need to see every second. Mind you, I've only seen Breaking Bad the one time. And anybody that's watched Breaking Bad knows how layered that show is.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine when I watch it now with a new set of eyes, like how I'm going to be
it'll be so different. I seen a tweet the other day and they were like, I guess they were watching Breaking Bad. They're like, I'm trying to get through it, but I'm gonna believe y'all, but I'm not getting there yet. And I'm like, listen, if you just get through that first season, like, I understand that first season, you'd be like, yo, what am I watching?
First season is kind of slow, but
because Walter's boring. If Walter wasn't so boring, it wouldn't be boring, but he's boring. But once you get them plots set, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
I don't think there's anything. Well, we could. Let me not get too crazy. Let's go. Continue the order that we're in. But yeah, those 2 shows are definitely the ones that have impact for me because I distinctly remember when I was still on Facebook. Like, as soon as the episode was over, or sometimes even commercial break, I'm in Facebook groups like tweeting or not tweeting, making posts or making comments or like, yo, did y'all see such and such? Did y'all see this? Like that. Those are the 2 shows for me. Yeah. So then, I guess this kind of ties into the statement I just made. Like, did you ever become part of any like TV show hives? Like I just mentioned, I was definitely in like Facebook groups for Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead.
No, no. But I do. One thing I do love about like television is like after I watch an episode or something, especially like on Twitter, I'm going to the hashtags. Like, I need to know everything. Like, what do people think? Like, are y'all feeling the same way I'm feeling? Like, did I miss something? Like, I like iconically do that for every show, reality show, or even like a drama. I love dramas, so mostly dramas. So yeah.
Yeah, but TV and film definitely could build a community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely could build a community. Yeah, those were like the only 2 shows where it's like, oh nah, like I need to be messaging.
Yeah.
Well, those were the first 2 shows where it's like, nah, I need to get these thoughts out because what I just witnessed that wasn't TV. That was like a day in the life, and I need I have opinions.
Yeah.
I have opinions.
Yeah.
Those are the first two shows for me. Okay. Next up, what is our Mount Rushmore TV series? And I should have specified this in terms of like, yes, that's 4. And I probably should have specified this in terms of like, what do you think are the 4 best TV shows of all time, or what are your 4 favorite shows of all time? So,
okay.
So it's your choice. I'll leave it up to you whether you want to do favorites or you want to do best 4.
Let's do top 4. Let's do top 4 because I think I'm getting close to what that looks like.
Okay.
Here come my husband, Chad. I'm recording. Anyways, so my top 4, The Wire. I'm gonna say The Wire every time. The Wire. Breaking Bad too. Breaking Bad is definitely top for me. I'm actually rewatching Homeland right now.
Okay.
I would have to say, and I'm like on season 3 right now, I would have to say Homeland's that. It's up there.
Homeland's that one.
It's up there. It's up there. It's up there. So I'm gonna put Homeland up there. And then for my last one, this is a tough one. Like I don't know what to say. It's like I probably would have said Game of Thrones if Game of Thrones in the way. It's like I'm gonna say Game of Thrones just because.
With an asterisk.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fair.
Exactly.
Fair.
That's mine. That's
fair. I would say from mine would probably be my favorite 4.
Yeah.
Of like, if I'll go back and rewatch these 4 no matter what.
Yeah.
I gotta put Lost up there. Like,
yeah.
I love me a thriller. I love me a little mystery thriller. Lost is up there. This is probably gonna be a controversial one. Heroes season 1. I know you haven't watched.
Haven't seen it.
That may or may not be on our rewatch list. I don't know. The Walking Dead, definitely up there.
Never even finished that one either. So I only watched the first season.
I have thoughts. And I'm gonna throw a comedy in there. And this might be a cliche one, but The Office. I love The Office.
You talk about The Office all the time. But honestly, not gonna lie, The Office, and I never really finished it as a whole, but every time, at one point I was like, it was like my comfort show, and every time I would watch it, I would be crying, laughing.
Yes, The Office. I can never get tired of it. Never get tired of it. And an honorable mention, and I should have even mentioned it because this dude is a piece of shit. Seinfeld. Like, Seinfeld was my jam for a period of time.
Too
I get that, but also I feel like the situations are things that you could possibly experience as well. So it's kind of like that's what like ties into me. So there's like a ridiculousness where it's like, yo, like, why are we going through this? Like, we didn't have to go through things in this sort of facet. So I think that's why. But Jerry Seinfeld is not the greatest person, so I'll take that out.
Disclaimer. Yeah.
So next up, I don't know if we'll have the same answer, but we just spoke about it. What do you have as your favorite comedy series of all time?
Comedy. I'm not a comedy girl. I'm really not. But I guess if I had to pick, I'm gonna say Living Single.
Okay. I'm gonna say Living Single. Okay. I ain't mad at that.
Reasons.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Have you watched the I think they're doing a rewatch, the Living Single rewatch podcast with
Oh no, I did hear about that.
Yes.
I did hear about that. No. I know. So I had started Living Single, but I never finished. I just love a drama. Like, I do not like comedy. Like, like
fair.
I guess I'm a little bit too serious. Even though if I wrote a script, it would be a comedy drama though.
Okay. Listen, that's some good insight. That's some good insight to know. I think I'm gonna go Office all time. Like,
clearly.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Office. If I had to choose something else,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go My Wife and Kids.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go My Wife and Kids. Just for the Damon Wayans and Cat Williams interactions. Like, yeah, that's top tier. That's top tier content right there.
Yeah.
All right. The next up, our favorite drama series of all time.
My answer is The Answer.
Oh yeah, you said the Wire.
My third time saying
The Wire. Yeah, The Wire.
The Wire. Yeah, The Wire. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to go Breaking Bad. I feel like
The Wire and Breaking Bad are like interchangeable on the goated, you know, depending on whose list it is.
True. But I also feel, here's the first hot take of the show. I see a lot of people say The Sopranos.
No.
Sopranos are overhyped to me.
I've literally watched it 2-3 times and I was still trying to figure out. I was computing like, where is it going to get so iconic? Like, where is the iconic in it? And I'm gonna try it one more time.
I would say, I would assume, or I think it's properly rated as a great all-time show in terms of like, it broke the mold and was like the first of its kind. Yeah. And like, I think in general, people tend to forget, like, there's so many subject matters that was like taboo in society. You would never see that on TV, or you would never hear that stuff in the radio when radio was like the only form of media people could consume. So a lot of like these sorts of concepts and tropes, like, you never really saw on TV. So I can understand why it like broke the mold. But, you know, as someone who's watched The Sopranos many, many years after it already aired, I was kind of like, okay, this is cool, but like, this is nothing that's like really shifting anything. Like, there wasn't anything that was kind of like, oh wow, like I had a jaw drop moment. It was kind of like,
I think the only jaw dropping moment I had, and it's like, this is the last season too, by the way. The last season is where Uncle Junior shoots Tony. Like,
oh yeah,
like that was the only thing that was just like, whoa, where did this come from? But other than that, no.
Yeah. But then if you really think about it, and not to kill it for anybody, if you've seen any sort of gangster content, you've essentially seen them all. You essentially seen them all. It didn't
have to be a TV show. It could have continued to be a movie, basically.
Yeah, you kind of seen it all. Like, at some point, somebody close to you is going to fuck you over. Like,
you're going to snitch. There's going to be a rat.
And that's just how all those shows go.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we? I don't know. Are you on Letterboxd? Yes or no? I feel like I asked you this. I haven't.
Yeah, I think you probably try to tell me to get on there.
See?
I'm trying to do better, you know? Give me a couple more days, a couple of more weeks, and I'll do it.
I got no faith in you. Okay, so I guess I'll start.
Letterboxd.
So Letterboxd.
Movies, you know.
Yes,
you know what I said about movies.
Yeah, you're not a big movie person, but the people still need to know, because you still watch them over a period of time.
I try my best. Okay.
So I'll go then. Yeah. So if you haven't been on Letterboxd, is a platform where you could kind of rate and review the movies that you've seen, and you can create lists and yada yada yada. But their big thing is like top 4 of like, you could list like the top 4 of your favorite movies, and if you follow Letterboxd on like any social media platform, they'll be on red carpet and they'll ask like actors or actresses like, what's your top 4 movies that's like had an impact on you or whatever. My top 4, and it's very sci-fi driven, and very sci-fi driven. Back to the Future.
Okay.
That had a profound impact on me as a youth. I love that movie. I could watch it 100 million times.
Yeah.
I plan to get, memorabilia from it. Like, I can never get enough of it. Also, can never get enough of Jurassic Park. Absolutely love Jurassic Park.
First one?
Yes, the first one.
Okay.
The second and third one get a lot of hate, but I still love the second one as much as I love the first one. But the first one, like Back to the Future and Jurassic Park, are, in Hollywood terms, like perfect movies of like, if you want to craft something and how it's crafted and the reception towards it, like, those two are literally perfect movies. caveat, as a now fully formed adult, watching Back to the Future, it's a lot of weird sort of stuff.
It's crazy how times really changes.
Yeah, like, yeah. But I still adore it the same way.
Yeah.
A nostalgia watch for me, and again, as an adult, I look at it a little bit differently. Batman Returns. That's the second one with Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Danny DeVito.
Okay.
That is Tim Burton in his bag. Anybody who's watched a Tim Burton movie. So you have that. You have Edward Scissorhands. You have what is it? The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Such a movie. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, if you understand those movies, then you understand how Tim Burton and how he like creates a like wacky, goofy sort of world or whatever.
Yeah.
As someone who rewatched it sometime last year, I realized like how goofy and campy it is. But that was also like late 80s, 91.
Is that like, the one with Poison Ivy?
No, that's way down the line. That's the one with Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer in the cat suit, and Danny DeVito. It's fine. It's fine. And last but not least, I'm going to put an animated movie on here because I absolutely love this movie. The Incredibles.
That's a good one.
I love The Incredibles. When I don't have anything to watch, or I don't feel like watching anything new, and I just want something to just play in the background, and then I'll look up every so often to pay attention.
Pixar knows how to put movies together, and I'm not lying about that.
Pixar is The Incredibles is a perfect movie. So what is your what's your 4?
The pressure is worse. This is hard. Because it's the crazy thing is, before I started watching shows the way I do, I was watching movies like this. Like, like back in the day, like on VH1, they used to have like the top movies of the 80s, the top movies of the 90s. That was like a show. Yes. And so, as someone that's a little younger, back then I never watched those.
That felt like a shot. Like, what's going on here?
I never watched those movies. So when I graduated high school, like, I would really watch movies. Like, I would go back and watch them just to see, are these actually really great or not? But with that being said, I will say my top 4. Tenet is definitely up there for me. I talk about Tenet all the time. And I know you said you've never seen it before.
Never seen it.
I've seen Tenet like 2-3 times, and Tenet is like almost a 3-hour movie. So
can't do it.
You see where I'm at, and that's how great it is. Tenet is like, and that was what, 2020 when that dropped? One of the best movies I've seen in a long time. So Tenet will be one. Kill Bill will be Kill Bill will be the other. Like, I've definitely seen Kill Bill thousands of times, 1 and 2. Like 1 and Kill Bill 1 and 2. They're both on mine. And then what will be my 4th one? I'm thinking, what's another good one? Like, I don't care about movies like that. We're gonna, honestly, this might be, maybe I might change my mind. I'm gonna say Sinners, because I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not mad at that.
It's actually one of, and like I said, I don't watch movies like that anymore. That was one of the best movies I've seen in a very long time, like start to finish, like a cohesive project.
So, I think Sinners might fall into the category of like a perfect movie.
Yeah.
That might definitely fall in the category of perfect movie. Coming out of the theater, I don't recall anything about Sinners that was like, maybe I would have done something a little different. Like, nah, it might be a perfect movie.
Yeah.
It might be a perfect movie.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at your 4 is not bad. Your 4 is not bad. Kill Bill's amazing, both of them. Sinners, I watched that little 10-minute video that Ryan did about like the different. I watched that and I was like, the man said watch it in 70M. The man said watch it in 70. I watched it in 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was worth every penny. Worth every penny.
It was high. It was high as hell, but worth it for sure.
Okay, so then the last one, and this may be tough for you as someone who doesn't watch a lot of movies. What is the last movie that made you cry?
It made me cry.
Mm-hmm.
Movies don't really make me cry like that now. But you know what? Yeah, movies don't make me cry. They don't really. The reason why I don't like movies like that is because you only have so much time, and usually stories like the storyline, it's a break in it, and it's like, well, you said this, what happened about that? Like, you move on. So that's why I don't really like movies like that. But I'm not gonna lie to you. And I was thinking about this while I was thinking about my top 4. The Benjamin Button.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty sure I cried when I watched that, and I haven't watched that in years, but I do remember how great of a movie that was from like start to finish. Long movie, but really great. Just the story of it, how everything unfolded.
That's a good one. I'm not mad at that. You know, for somebody who don't really, you know, mess with movies, you had some solid choices. I ain't gonna hold you. You got some solid choices. I'm also kind of like you. I'm not much of a crier in general, although I find myself crying to like random shit in the most recent years. But the movie that probably made me cry is I think it's called We Live in Time. It's with Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh. It came out sometime last year, I believe. And that definitely brought some like waterworks. So spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it, don't care. But basically it was like they're 2 random people run into each other. They start this relationship. You know, they have like this little breakup because like he really wants to have kids. Like I think he was divorced. She was never married or whatever. They start dating. Everything's wonderful. He wants to have kids. She's like unsure because like she's this chef that's like trying to like, you know, grow her career and, you know, start doing something greater with her career. And so they start to clash there. Then I think they do have a daughter, but then she ends up then Florence Pugh's character ends up having cancer, and then so I think she hides the cancer for a little bit of time. And so because she's like trying to balance motherhood, being a wife, but then there's this like competition on a TV show that could possibly like change her career. So there was a lot of emotions going on, and I was like in the theater like, this is a lot right now. Because at the end of the day, you really just, you know, you want to be supportive. You want, you know, people battling stuff. Like that was a lot. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, that's the last movie that made me cry. So I think we gave the people enough information to get a better understanding of like what our likes are, what our dislikes are. We only really talked about Sopranos that we ain't fuck with. So y'all just gonna have to deal with that because I ain't taking that back.
Yeah, I feel like we're on 2 different spectrums too with like what we really like, because you're like on the sci-fi, like you have more of a breadth of things that you like. Me, I am a serious girl. I do like the sci-fi stuff now, like the end of the world stuff. That, you know, that's like a thing now, but those are the big things. But I feel like us together.
Yeah, like wherever area that I may be lacking, you gonna hold it down and vice versa. Like so that means the whole audience will be completely fulfilled. Yeah. Speaking of fulfillment, I think it's a perfect time. So you like that? You like that little segue?
Oh, I'm nervous.
Nothing's gonna happen. You all right? You all the way in. I don't know what you thought was gonna happen, but nothing's gonna happen.
Whoa!
But I think is a perfect time to drop a little mini trailer so that people can get a better understanding of the kind of conversations that we're gonna be having, the kind of content that we'll be covering. So we'll drop that trailer right now. Welcome to another episode of Where's the Remote? I'm your host, Steven. I'm joined here by the lovely.
Yeah, that's my part.
And also, we're going to do what we like to call rewind and analyze. Meaning, we're going to rewatch TV shows that we love, that we herald, and like analyze it. Because a lot of these shows, I don't know about you, but we spoke about this previously. A lot of these shows I haven't rewatched, or maybe rewatched it only once or twice.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to me because, you know, we'll talk about, I don't know if we'll talk about the one show that we started this far, but as I'm watching it, I'm like, yo, I look at this in a completely different perspective than I did when I watched it the first time.
And I think the other part about like doing rewatches, like you kind of know how the storyline is going to unfold, but it's like it might have been something that you missed. You know, I should have remembered that, you know, like with the whole story folding out. So, yeah.
Right. And this might be a cliche one, but The Office. I love The Office.
You talk about The Office all the time. But honestly, not gonna lie, The Office, and I never really finished it as a whole. But every time, at one point, I was like, it was like my comfort show. And every time I would watch it, I would be crying, laughing.
Yes, The Office. I can never get tired of it. I can never get tired of it. Marty don't do no work.
He don't.
He don't do no work.
And he show up to the scene. He like, yeah, Russ, go ahead and start.
Marty don't do no work. If he not with Russ, he out here chasing tail.
Yeah.
He out here chasing tail. He drinking or chasing tail. Russ don't sleep. My man pulling all-nighter.
Literally every day.
Interviewing people, surveying spaces, getting the ins and outs, the details. Like, he trying to figure all this out. Marty out here just living his best life.
Yeah.
Just living his best life.
Yeah, he is.
All right, that was a little mini trailer. I hope it.
Oh.
I told you this prior.
Applications, I'm telling you.
I told you this prior. Post-production. Post-production. I hope everybody enjoyed that little mini trailer. You know, get some insight on stuff they're gonna be doing, things that you could be looking forward to. So the only way to end this off, we know like every show is gonna end this off, like some call to actions, like we need you to do what everybody tells you to do. The like, the comment, the subscribe, the rate, leave a review, you know, follow us on socials.
Community.
Yeah, like follow us on socials. We'll have like a little, you know, lower third pop up in over here. You know how long I didn't know what that thing was called? And then I figured out. And I was like, oh, that's just a banner. It's like, oh, lower third. I guess, whatever. But yeah, the lower third's gonna pop up somewhere down here. So follow us on socials, reach out to us, leave your comments, you know, and I think that's basically it. You know, look forward to next episode. I feel like I should tell them, but I feel like it should be a surprise. I'm gonna leave it as a surprise.
Yeah.
So thank y'all for listening to the first episode, our origin story, our pilot, and we'll check y'all next week.
Peace.